Our topic today is Overcome Fear with a Biblical Worldview, Part 2. Join me as I dive into the challenge of overcoming fear using a biblical worldview. Can I really face my fears head on? With faith as my guide. Faith is a universal human experience, yet it can be a significant roadblock to living the life we're meant to live. From the fear of failure to the fear of the unknown, it's easy to get caught up in worries and that holds us back. Many of us are familiar with the feeling of dread and that grips our hearts when we think about facing certain situations or challenges. It's like being stuck in a cycle of anxiety, unable to break free. The truth is that fear affects every area of our lives. It can prevent us from pushing our dreams, forming meaningful relationships, or taking everyday risks. I've seen people struggle with fear, rejection, and fear of change, even fear of success. These fears can be overwhelming, making it difficult to know where to turn for help. When fear takes hold, it can feel like we are losing control. In today's society, it's not hard to find things to be afraid of. We are constantly bombarded with news and information that can fuel our hearts. But what if we could learn to face our fears with confidence and courage? What if we could overcome the grapple of fear and live a life marked by faith and trust? Now, let us read Bible verses about fear. Psalm 56 verse 3 says, Whenever I'm afraid, I'll put my trust in you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Psalm 27 verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 46 verse 1 to 3. God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. John chapter 14 verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Now let's continue our discussion. The impact of fear shouldn't be underestimated. It can seep into our minds and hearts, influencing our decisions and actions. But I believe there's a way to break free from the cycle of fear, and it starts with understanding what the Bible teaches us about fear and faith. The Bible has a lot to say about fear and how we can overcome it. One of my favorite Bible verses is 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. Which reminds us that God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. This verse stands out to me because it directly addresses the nature of fear and how it contrasts with the kind of spirit God gives us. When we understand that fear doesn't come from God, we can start to see that it's not something we have to live with. Throughout the Bible, we see examples of people who faced incredible fears but choose to trust God instead. David, for instance, faced giants and enemies that seems insurmountable, yet he trusted in God's power and presence. Esther, who was a queen, had to summon the courage to stand up to a king and save her people despite the risk. These stories teaches us that with faith we can overcome even the most daunting challenges. We see also in the story of Moses, who was hesitant to lead the Israelites due to his own fears and insecurities, but God reassured him, promising to be with him. One of the most powerful stories that comes to mind is that of a woman who was crippled by fear and anxiety. She couldn't leave her house or interact with people without feeling overwhelmed. But when she started to study biblical teachings on fear and faith, something shifted inside her. She began to see that fear wasn't a reflection of God's power, but rather a reflection of her own lack of trust. As she grew into her understanding of God's love and presence, she found the courage to face her fears head by head. This woman's story is a testament to the transformative power of viewing fear through a biblical lens. When we realize that God is with us and for us, we can start to see our fears in a new light. We can begin to trust that He has a plan to prosper us, not to harm us. As we meditate on the scriptures and seek God's guidance, we can develop a deeper sense of trust and confidence. The insight that changes everything for her was realizing that her fears didn't have to control her. She learned to take her fears to God, to pray about them, and to seek His guidance. As she did, she found out that her fears began to lose grip on her. In summary, overcoming fear with a biblical worldview is not just about mustering up courage. It's about understanding God's nature and our own identity in Him. When we see that He's not a distant deity but a loving Father who's always with us, and we can start to face our fears with confidence by applying biblical teachings to our lives. We can learn to trust Him even when the unknown looms large. If you've been struggling with fear, I want to hear about it. Share your story in the comments below. And if you're looking for more content on faith and personal development, be sure to check out my next video where I will explore more on this topic. Remain blessed.